Ule. If you're listening to this at the 10 o'clock hour, I am so sorry to interrupt your procreation efforts during my Saturn nightly freaky vision of what love looks like, but I gotta bring y'all the forecast, so just beam up with me for a few more minutes and I'll let you get back to getting your horizontal groove on. Those of you that are listening at 6 a.m., y'all can giggle at what you just heard about last night as we take off for tonight's forecast because we are ending the week and 2023 on the 7th day. Obatala's love. Let's get into it.
Attention, star seeds. Attention, light workers. Attention, root workers. Attention, conjure doctors. Attention, nature-based faith practitioners. Attention, spiritualists. Attention, diviners. Attention, prophets. Attention, the spiritually eclectic. Attention for those seeking the road less traveled. This is time-sensitive cosmic information, so you might want to catch this. This is time-sensitive cosmic information that you can use in your prayers, manifestations, and other spirit works. Beam up now via this video or the audio link in this video's description box to get this on the fly esoteric wisdom. Beaming up now.
Ashe emojibatu Olodumare Bobo Egungun Ara Orun Bobo Orisha for another day to bask in the goodness of Onile's sacred earth. Every day given is very special, and here are a few details, cosmic details, pertaining to how. I'm Ayansa JT Muse, and this is your early rising or your evening settling mystic forecast. All right. Ekule or Ekaro, depending on if you're catching this on your late night 10 or at the crack of dawn at 6. I am Ayanza J Muse, bringing you your 9 p.m. or 6 a.m. mystic forecast for the last calendar day of 2023. So we're going to talk about that on the Alabaster Divine blog and on the Wednesdays blog, the Malbit Planetarium. Those of you that are listening at 10 p.m., you got about 2 hours and some change to make the most of this energy before the clock strikes 12. HU passes the time clock to Obatala, and the carnal energy of the Saturn rises to the crown of the sun. It's Saturn Day. I can't go on without wishing a very happy and blessed solar return to a very divine star in the galaxy of humanity. I call him the Divine One, the world-renowned Leroy Roper. Thank you just for being who you are. Congratulations and happy solar return on this trip around the sun for you. And may you be blessed with many, many more filled with Bobo Ire. And Bobo Ire means many blessings. Ashe, Ashe. All right. So this is Kwanzaa Day 5, Eshu's Nia, vibrating on a 13-4, which is good for setting a new foundation, right? Right. And Nia is the Kwanzaa principle that deals with divine purpose. So how are you serving your purpose in everything that you're doing? Using everything you already got in your hand. You know what I'm saying? That is something very ideal in spiritual growth, especially when it comes at Eshu's crossroad. It's the second Saturn day of winter solstice and sea goat season, and the moon tonight is waning in the 5th house of Leo. Hey, that's my spot. So let's lose some pliable in balancing your creativity with your divine purpose, because I'm telling you, serving your divine purpose can be really, really fun when you allow yourself to saturate it in your own cosmic sauce. Because the being divine and living divine is very, very opposite of living all militant and stoic. Oh no, it ain't too sanctified. It's just knowing what to do with each and every energy you're given, each and every opportunity, allowing yourselves to flow like oceans, rivers, allowing yourself to be wise at a shoes crossroads, allowing yourself to take the high roads that Ogun opens up, allowing yourself to embrace the changes when Oya switches the winds, and everything else in between, all the while maintaining a nurturing space like that of Yamaja. And when you got all of that going on and living in your divine groove and living in your divine purpose, life gets really golden. So let's think about that on Kwanzaa Day 5, especially at a shoes crossroad. Because, see, the trickster is very profound because the trickster tests our choices, tests our loyalty to divinity versus our loyalty to our desires. And we're delivered the consequences or the fruit of whichever road we take. So, with your purpose being challenged at the crossroad this year, this is how you strengthen that Kwanzaa principle of Nia in your everyday spiritual growth and being. I am Ayanza J. Muse, and you are listening to your 9 p.m. or 6 a.m. Mystic Forecast. If you've been kicking it all day today, you had the Kwanzaa with Ayanza Jam session, songs in the spirit of Nia, before we got back to classic hip hop as told through a shoes crossroad stories. Well, when that time clock switches over, we're going to be letting the church say amen and playing some smooth jazz to smooth it out in veneration of Obatala. I'll let you have a look. This is 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled, and you are listening to The Forecast. Did you like it here at the crossroad? The jesters intersection? Then why don't you join me tomorrow for some R&R in the Alabaster Divine? That's www.poeticallymused.org/Alabaster Divine. Great place to spend a Sunday. See you there. Ashe. Rest, restore, reflect, purify, gospel, white, old time religion. Ibashe Obatala, Ibashe Rumila, sermons, humility. Welcome to Sundays on the Mothership. Ashe. And we are back. In case you are just now joining us, I am Ayanza J. Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, and the mojo on 222.9, the Mothership Internet Radio, radio for the road less traveled. All right, so those of you that were listening before the break, we caught up on Saturday's energy. Now it's time to talk about the cosmic groove of this Sun's Day, 12/31/2023. Well, we made it to the end of the calendar new year. Hallelujah, Shay, and let the church say amen. Pass the black eyed peas and don't put no ham hocks in the collard greens. It is New Year's Day, Eve. You know what I mean. New Year's Eve, last day of the year, last day of the calendar year anyway. I give respect to everyone that celebrates New Year's Eve then, but the mothership celebrates New Year's on March 20th into March 21st because that It's the first day of spring equinox, and the new year begins when four seasons complete themselves. But we'll talk more about that on our blogs. But for many, we'll be ringing in a new year on tomorrow or on today if you're listening at 6 a.m. The day vibrates on a 14-5, so that is love, love, love. In the Orisha tradition, 5 is the number sacred to she of the sweet waters, Yeye Oshun, coming on Obatala's venerated Sun's Day, and that's the energy of the high road. That's the energy of humility, patience, perseverance, wisdom, creativity, with honey all over it. Going into Obatala's 8 year, we are in for some amazing, amazing things. So allow yourself to be open to receive them. And it's also Obatala's Koumba, so make sure you tune in at 12 o'clock p.m. so we can have a Kwanzaa with Iyanza Jam session number 6, Spirit Songs in the Spirit of Creativity. Yeah, so we just gonna get funky on tomorrow. Then we'll get back to the gospel and then the lyrically smooth jazz to wind down the rest of your day. It is the second Sun's Day of Capricorn season as well as winter solstice, and the moon is waning in the sixth house of Virgo. So rest your body on this Sunday and put in that inner work because Virgo is about putting in work. You can either put in work externally or put in work internally. And whatever your New Year's plans are, if this is when you celebrate the new year, allow yourself to take the time, even if it's just a few minutes before you go into your celebration, and just reflect on everything you have to be thankful for. Look at the areas where you could be more grateful and pour sweetness on everything you have and allow that to grow into more. Those of you that practice New Year's on March 21st, like I do, I consider this a prelude. This New Year's is a prep for everything I want to be ready for when the real New Year comes, when Mother Earth starts throwing confetti and springing new blossoms. But we're going to talk about that later. I'm Ionza J. Muse, and this is 222.9, the Mothership, Internet radio for the road less traveled. Beam up. Love and light to all passengers aboard the Mothership. Sundays in many spiritual denominations is the day of the Sabbath, the day of rest and reflection, the day the Most High His herself rested after 6 days of creation. In general mystics, Sunday is of course the day ruled by the sun, the burning star that charges all. Sundays are also sacred to the Orisha Obatala and many traditions of African spirituality. One of Obatala's favorite ademus is the coconut, so let's crack one open and relax. Join me each and every Sunday for some coconut jazz, 2 hours of smooth jazz tunes to enhance your rest and reflect day from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Only on your Mystic Haven on the airwaves, 222.9, the Mothership. Beam up. And we're back. So, in case you're just now joining us, I'm Ionza J. Muse, and this is your late night or early rising mystic forecast. Before the break, we discussed ending the new year in Obatala's patience drenched in Oshun's honey. 7th day, last day of the week, last day of the calendar year. Obatala's patience, Oshun's honey, sounds like a sweet ending to me. Use that. If you were born on December 31st, then happy solar return. May the ancestors, Orishas, and spirit guides, ancestors, Olodumare, bless you with many, many more, filled with Bobo Ire, and that means many blessings. If you are born on December 31st, you are impulsive and emotional in the affairs of the heart. You need love and devotion to make you happy and contented. You are thorough, practical, observant, and you have many friends and are an amusing entertainer. Hmm, okay. Everyone else in the other 11 zodiac houses, make sure that you give the Capricorns in your life some love as they turn up in their season. Because you know good and darn well that when your zodiac season rolls around, you are going to want people to help you turn up in yours. So go on and sow that good seed of karma. Ashe, Ashe. In the Kemetic way of the stars, we are in the last day of the season of Isis before shifting into the Nile. And in the African ways of the stars, the 12 figures of African spirituality, we are in the season of the harvest in the granary until January 3rd. Still two planets in retrograde, Mercury and Uranus, Mercury's higher octave. Now, Mercury is an energy that deals very closely with Eshu energy. Why? Because in Roman mythology, Mercury is the messenger of the gods. In Greek mythology, that energy changes names to Hermes, but all of that goes back to the primordial messenger of the gods, the original trickster. You got it, Eshu. We'll talk more about that later as well. And Mercury rules houses 3 and 6, both numbers of 3. That's so funny. Geminis and Virgos are more affected by Mercury retrogrades than the other 10 houses. So if you're close to a Gemini or Virgo during Mercury retrograde, give them some patience, all right? The planet's busting the moonwalk. It will mess with your technology some. So be prepared to be patient with your pieces of technology. And it may be a sign that you may need to take a break off of them for a minute. Try that. Mercury retrogrades are not a time to sign new contracts or enter into new relationships because when the planet of communication is moving backwards, wires are bound to get crossed. So, retrogrades are kind of a time to be quiet and reflect. Go write in a book or something, child. I don't know. And retrograde energy in Mercury also brings back a lot of relationships. And who has been a hailstorm, but I ain't gonna get into that right now. Anyways, bringing back relationships during Mercury retrograde is kind of different from Venus's retrograde because Venus's retrograde focuses mainly on returning past intimate lovers. Mercury retrogrades bring back everybody you ain't seen in a while. Former friends, former co-workers, sometimes former intimate partners, estranged relationships in areas of the family, and some of these and all of them come back for their own reasons. There may have been someone you needed to forgive and make peace with. Mercury retrograde rewinds the tape some so we can do that. Some relationships, both parties have grown in an area where now the connection is more harmonious. So that connection was a part of your future higher destiny. Those things happen during Mercury retrograde too. Sometimes past energies come back into your life as a pop quiz from the universe to see if you've learned the lessons you needed to learn from that person or if you need to take that class again. Either way, Mercury retrograde is a very good time to strengthen your ori and trust your spiritual instincts when it comes to returned relationships because all your choices communicate with the heavens. And what is Mercury? The planet of communication. Ashe. Mercury's higher octave, Uranus, is in retrograde, and that deals a lot with Oya energy, intuition, shakeups, sudden changes, things that mess with your third eye. You know what I mean? And we might as well get comfortable here, star seeds, because we are going to be in Uranus retrograde until January 27th of next year. Don't you love how it ends on the 27th? And what is 27? 9 by 3. And who is 3 sacred to? The Orisha Eshu. Who is the number 9 sacred to? The Orisha Oya. And what is Mercury? The higher, well, Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. And all of that aligns with Orisha energies, with numerology, and with the zodiac houses that these planets rule. So I just wanted to make sure you caught that part. This is a strong Uranus retrograde because she is retrograding in her own strongest house. That would be Aquarius. So if you were born under the sign of Aquarius or have an Aquarius moon, then this retrograde will affect you more than the other 11 houses. And when Uranus is moving backwards, expect Oya to stir up things in your spiritual life. Meaning, if things are happening in your world right now that's making you challenge what you believe and how you go about executing it, always honor your Ori, the spirit of your consciousness, the spirit of your first mind, because the more natural you allow yourself to be with the divine, it makes your ascendance a lot more pleasant. So things may show up in your world that make you question how you demonstrate your faith in the Most High. How do you demonstrate your connection with nature? How do you demonstrate your divinity? And the more honest you allow yourself to be, the more divine and natural your connection with the heavens will be. I am Ayansa J. Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves. This is 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio. And when we come back, we're just going to visit some messages from the Oracle cards. Ashe. Ori, the Poetic Incantation, written by yours truly. I painted this a crown lavender for you. Listen. Ori, Ori, voice of the god, voice of the goddess, that slice of Olodumare in you, in me, the spirit, and all living things, Ibashe Iponri. It must be open, open to receive, the first womb in us all to conceive. Downloads. Obedience results in divine tales to be told, and a sight to behold you become. But the ego suffers marriage casualties, so don't run. Surrender, and life gets fun. So come, the sun awaits to caress your pineal. It gets real when your vision shifts. Your soul will sing Aretha riffs as your spiritual gifts get discovered. You'll love it, Ori. Ori. Ibashe Bonri, spirit of the consciousness where thoughts and experiences nest, rest, processed and harvest perception, the body, the spirit and soul's constant birth, death, and resurrection. Once erected, discern to protect it, become more selective. Humility makes it, keeps it open, open to correction, and you're a constant painted brush of imperfect perfection. Ori, Ori, the first mind. How 8th and 9th chakras connect to third eyes. And like owls, you'll grow wise. And the pigeons may despise, 'cause it may make you look pompous. But actually it's your compass. Through labyrinths, turn new neural pathways that irrigate your own ways. Of genius. Live and love the God and Goddess embodiment and mean it. Ori. Ori. That light switched on from within, see. Those who seek union with their spiritual double tend to steer around troubles more fluently. Instinct creates distinction between intelligence and imbalanced thinking, and more easily visible are tricksters that come with booty shaking and eyes winking. Choices and actions switch the tonics you're drinking, and you're tasting the sweetness of molasses divine living. And you just shivered if this resonates. Subvert the seeds that all your divine mind incubates. Shift the math. Shift the math, shift the math, then recalculate a new totality, or re-onire that higher reality. Ori, Ori, Olodumare in you and in me. Assisted by the Orishas, speaking through mounted street preachers, forces of our natures, then life becomes a teacher, with blessings in tow for those who keep reaching, to beseech the highest you, the highest me. Raise the vibration and the world beams up collectively, so let's just be aligned with Impori, Iponri, Ori, Ori, the lock and the key. Ayansa J. Muse, moon waxing in Scorpio. Ashe. From Headdress First, an overview and workbook
for your Ori. The Art of Spirituality, Volume 1, written and produced by Ayansa J.T. Mused. Available now. See the link in my profile. Oh, and beam up to 222.9, the Mothership on Sundays at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time to hear excerpts of this book infused with contemporary gospel and a smooth jazz groove, all in veneration to the King of the Orisha, Obatala. Ashe.
And we're back. So, those of you that are watching from my Twitter, my YouTube, my Facebooks, make sure you are liking, sharing, and following all of this. You're looking at this card reading on the video. Those of you watching from my Twitter, you get to look at me in my gold cube glasses. Those of you listening to the Mothership on a Saturday night, you're still hearing the sounds of Nas's Uchi Wally. And those of you that are listening on Sunday Rising, this is a cappella. So, quite a few beautiful messages came through on the Oracle deck. I keep it simple on Sundays, so I just draw Oracle cards instead of tarot. And the first card that showed up is abundance. Allow yourself to be open to receive abundance. And receiving abundance, for many of you, it is a long time coming. So be open to receive it. Because this abundance is coming from not just days or months. This is coming from years of blood, sweat, tears, prayers, sacrifices. I'm feeling that a huge harvest is coming in for many. Because 2024 is an 8-year, a year of Obatala's abundance, the infinite 8. But even the best things in life will require your focus. So you will have to put, in order to manifest this abundance, you will have to put more focus into manifesting this abundance. Just because you know what's coming is this the least amount of time to be lax. And things will challenge your focus, especially crossroads from the past and cords you need to cut. And that oftentimes has a lot to do with the physical objects that are in our houses that are holding on to bad memories. And this is why the Spirit is saying it's time to declutter. It's time to get rid of some things. Go through your houses. Get rid of anything that's no longer serving you purpose, something someone else could be getting a blessing out of, or many objects that are attached to painful memories of people who were once in your life. You will know what to get rid of once you put your hands on them. And you're doing this exercise correctly when it actually hurts to let go of some of the things that your spirit may be calling you to declutter. And in flipping the deck, endings and beginnings. So when you do bring endings, declutter is a part of bringing about endings. And that's clearing the physical and the energetic space for new beginnings and an abundance. But you got to focus more on your future more than your pains of the past. And there is your oracle message for this Sun's Day. Should you need a personal reading, I've already posted the links in the comment section of this video. I'm Ayansa J. Muse, and this is your late night or early rising Mystic Forecast on Radio for the Road Less Traveled, 222.9, the Mothership. Beam up.
Habari gani. Kuumba. So by all means, let's always do as much as we can in the way that we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. That's right. Paint this globe in the divinity of your creative truth and keep that in your orbit year round. Happy Kwanzaa from 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up.
All right, and we're back. So, before I close out this late night forecast, I gotta share with you a piece of my Kwanzaa book, Kwanzaa in Orbit, Kwanzaa Beamed Up. And we're going to use this book to keep the Kwanzaa principles year round. So, no, this book is not going to disappear after Moon Day. I'm going to spend all year showing you what's in it and preparing you for the next edition. Ashe. So, I am going to share with you a piece of the Koumba chapter because the Koumba chapter is the one that comes this Sunday, Kwanzaa Day 6. Creativity. To always do as much as we can in the way that we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. Hmm. All right. So, when it comes to Kwanzaa, my favorite day out of the week's festivities is this one, Koumba, creativity. I'm an artist. What can I say? I see a little Mare, the ultimate god goddess, as the ultimate artist. Endless creations are all around to inspire us to follow suit. Art has been a major part of our thriving and survival as a people, and it's still a massive part of our lives today. We wear koumba in our fashions. We eat koumba in our culinary cuisine. We gaze at koumba when we decorate our walls. We listen to koumba in our music. We practice koumba in the mastery of our crafts and services. We practice koumba when we make something out of nothing, a dollar out of 15 cents. That's how we make magic. We are walking portals of Kaumba, and our creativity inspires the world. Thank you for letting me share this with you. You can grab your copy if you'd like on Amazon. If you click the link I put in the comment section of this video, it's the very first link at the top. It also has an audio book and ebook version. And of course, proceeds go to 222.9 The Mothership Internet Radio. By the way, it is listener supported. So if you are enjoying the music, the mystics, and the mojo, then by all means, please consider becoming a supporting member of 222.9 The Mothership. Sign the email list for more information. And that's about it. So if you're listening at the late night hour, okay, I'm going to make it up to you. Didn't mean to interrupt your freak session there. So I'm going to spin an old nasty cut to get this carnal Saturday energy out before Sunday rising. Here's old school music from Ludacris, Jagged Edge, Twister, Freaky Things. If you're listening at the Sunday Rising, then stay tuned for the Rising Bimbe to Obatala before we let the church say amen with classic gospel. Either way, remember that the sky is big enough for us all to be stars. And in the words of George Clinton, free your mind, your ass will follow. This is Ionza J. Muse, and this is your late night or early rising Mystic Forecast on 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up.
Every day is special. Why not find out mystically how? This is the forecast on your Mystic Music Haven on the airwaves, 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up.